Jack Kerouac's second novel, On the Road, is one of the representative works of the Beat Generation, a term which had been introduced by Kerouac himself, defined as a literary movement that occurred post-World War II. The novel, as a romantic clef, brings fictionalized versions of essential writers who were at the center of the Beat Generation to life, with Kerouac as Sal Paradise, Neil Cassidy as Dean Moriarty, Allen Ginsberg as Carlo Marx, and William S. Burroughs as Old Bull Lee. The novel mainly navigates through Sal and Dean's experiences on the road as they travel across the United States and the events that happen in between. Since they visit different cities, diverse peoples and cultures such as jazz, Native Americans, who are incorrectly referred to as Indians, and Mexicans are mentioned. However, seeing as the novel is set and was written pre-civil rights movement, racism is unfortunately casual within the novel. Some of his descriptions of racial minorities are clearly romanticized as well. Thus, I will be analyzing the subject of race within On the Road and the problematic position Kerouac and/or Sal took as a white American man exploring different cultures. His writings show that, despite not belonging to the mainstream American literature of the time, he, as a white man, still projected his oppressive perspective onto his work, regardless of his intentions. To begin with, Sal's short-lived relationship with Terry, the Mexican girl he meets on the bus headed towards Los Angeles, shows his near fetishization and infatuation of ethnic minorities. When he first comes across Terry at the bus station, his description of her is horrifically graphic. This, along with how he approaches her when he sees her on the same bus with certain intentions, also show hints of misogyny, not for the first nor last time within the novel. When they arrive at a hotel, Sal has delusional ideas about Terry being a prostitute, trying to con him with her pimp, possibly alluding to racial stereotypes against Latina women. He gets mad at her and thinks of her as a dumb little Mexican wench with a simple and funny little mind, and skin brown as grapes. Sal continues to emphasize the skin tone of non-white people he encounters. Not only does he repeatedly refer to the brownness of Terry's skin, but also describes the husband of Terry's mulatto friend as black as spades. Therefore, Kerouac's fetishization of darker skin complexions is explained. Whether this holds truth or not, it is quite clear that there is an underlying primitivism in this perspective of his towards non-white peoples, seeing as he also compares them to animals. Terry to a Pachuco wildcat, and Terry's brother to a wild buck Mexican hot cat. Furthermore, a common factor that can be seen when Kerouac as Sal explores the ethnic minority cultures is that he forcefully identifies with them. This is beyond the romanticization he conducts throughout the novel. When talking about the old black couple who were picking cotton in the field with him in Sabinal, he says they picked cotton with the same God-blessed patience their grandfathers had practiced in antebellum Alabama. The way he brings up pre-Civil War slaves in relation to the old black couple and how they were picking cotton is hazardous. Despite the fact that he might not have meant it in a malicious manner to attack Black Americans racially, this is not something one would write about if they had respect for the racial history. After the slave comparison, he strangely identifies himself to an old Negro cotton picker, despite being white and having very briefly picked cotton. It was beautiful, kneeling and hiding in that earth, birds sang an accompaniment. I thought I had found my life's work, is how he describes the toil of cotton picking, which he has never experienced before prior to meeting Terry. At some point, it feels as if he would rather be anyone else but his white Franco Canadian self. From then on, I carried a big stick with me in the tent in case they got the idea we Mexicans were fouling up their trailer camp. They thought I was a Mexican, of course, and in a way I am. I walked with every muscle aching, wishing I were a Negro, feeling that the best the white world had offered was not enough ecstasy for me, not enough night. I wished I were a Denver Mexican, or even a poor overworked Jap, anything but what I was so drearily, a white man disillusioned. All my life, I'd had white ambitions. That was why I'd abandoned a good woman like Terry. These are all Sal's own words, and here he admits that he did take advantage of Terry to satisfy his fascination towards darker women, while also realizing that she did not have a place back in his white society, where white American women are the ultimate symbol of purity and success.